Hey guys, welcome to Dow Jones Futures Review. I'm going to go over what went down November 5th in the evening all the way through November 6th into the afternoon. We're going to start off on a 45-minute chart and we'll stick with this and 15 minutes in a few, and then I'll zoom out and look at the bigger picture and kind of digest what we're looking for in the next steps. So first and foremost, usually I do the levels between 3 to 6 p.m. in the afternoon once all the action has played out so that I can focus on the best setups coming forward in the evening and then the following morning. That will leave us off around right here at 3-4 o'clock. We hit this resistance and I have BB resistance here. That's the bull bear line that I already had in mind and put in place, probably closer to this action over here. Essentially, if and when we could get over this and hold it on the pullback, that would have made us back to pretty bullish and continuing the uptrend. Overall, we're still in the uptrend for sure here in Dow Jones. Regardless, we rejected there in the evening, and then we started setting up some potential longs here. The first setup I had over here would have been a dip and recovery. I deleted it from here, but one could have done a dip and recovery of this level. Pretty much we would have sold from 47.58 all the way down to about 47.36, over 20 points about or more. And in a control selling, see how it's going up and down nice and slow, and how it gave you a reaction multiple times there. The hit, push, the dip and recovery the second time around. One could have longed a little bit above there around 47.38, and that went for 6 points if they wanted to. It would have been a lower quality setup for sure. What you would have wanted to wait for is this dip and recovery to fizzle out and set up a failed breakdown that tags or dips below 47.32 and then recovers 47.36. Coincidentally, that's exactly what we actually got. We sold right down, dipped and recovered this. One could have potentially gone long there, but because we had a clear low here from 47.35 to 47.44, 9-point low, and a couple other little lows here, if we could clear this shelf by a couple points, I'd be willing to go long on a failed breakdown. So around 47.30.65, so maybe around 47.38.39, right around where this minor level was. We got that around 3:45 a.m. Unfortunately, I was sleeping, but that was the perfect little failed breakdown / dip and recovery of a zone. This is textbook stuff. We hit a resistance. We slowly sold down. Gave one dip and recovery, but lost that low, undercut it, and then pushed right back above. From there, we clearly rejected that resistance zone above one more time, and then we sold from there. So that is going to be our current target if we can get there. Since we've already sold from it once, it might not offer much of a back test, but one could back test that. We want to see some acceptance before we would push above. So from there, at the time, I didn't know what we were looking for. So the setups I had would have been a 47.12 full shelf failed breakdown entry. So that would have looked like losing these lows, potentially down to maybe, well, I was looking more for losing just this low, and if you lost one of these as well, that'd be fine. I'd still want to come back and clear 1, 2, 3, 4 different lows there, maybe go long around 47.15. And if you go to a 15-minute chart real quick, you can see that we did that. We lost the lows right here, these two, and then these two around not 10 o'clock. If you go to a 5-minute chart, we had some great acceptance there. We pushed up, we hit through, we tagged about 47.17, the number I gave, sold back down, and then started pushing back up. That's classic acceptance, perfect. And that went from 47.17 up to 47.27 for 10 great points. I took that trade, and then I lost that low a little whiles later. So from there, the next setup I had would have been a failed breakdown of this low and this low. And to cover those, I would have wanted to enter around 47.03 or just a little bit above this trigger right here. I'm going to delete this for now. These are some of the other setups I was looking for prior. As well as the fact that before we lost this low, there was an active failed breakdown from Tuesday afternoon that was tested multiple times here on Wednesday. So that could have been a possibility one more time. And then the overnight lows would have been something like going down to here only and then coming back up and reclaiming that. So we didn't get either of those. So the last setup left was the failed breakdown of the weekly lows. So that would be Tuesday, lows right there, and we pretty much got that around 11-ish. We lost those lows. We had this little level I already had in mind around 47.02 where I'd want to clear both these lows, and perfectly we hit it at 12 o'clock and we sold down, and then we popped back up, we pushed through here, triggered at 1 o'clock, and then we sold back down. I did enter here. I held on to my long until we lost this low. That's why I have an alert here. We didn't lose it. We came back up and we pushed through at 130, and then that worked perfect to back test this level right now. This is a very important zone. We're back here once again. So that kind of updates us on what went down today. So the failed breakdown of these lows was definitely a great play. As we start to zoom out slowly, looking at a 2-hour chart now, there's two different bull flags I was potentially looking at. This green one is the one that I'm interested in right now. We broke through other day, we back tested it, and now we're testing it again, potentially setting up a failed breakdown of that. We also lost this low earlier today. It was a very little quick failed breakdown. It was potentially a good option, but I chose to wait for the clear lows over here to be taken out as well. So that was definitely something I saw and was mindful of. As I get better, maybe I'd be open to taking such a volatile, quick failed breakdown. Otherwise, I like to prefer for the setup to clearly show it's interested, wait for a trap, and then wait for the entry. As I'm talking to you, I'm going to just start to clean up what I'm looking at here for Thursday night into Friday morning. Clearly, this level is the resistance above. Below, I will decide and look into what levels I'm seeing, but there might be some type of support right in the middle here that if we can sell into, dip and recover, potentially for a small long. But ideally, I'd want to see a flush, honestly, of this low and or these lows, tagging as low as here before recovering up and recovering the bull flag again for the long below. Above, the reclaim of this level is of interest, but it would be a little bit dangerous if we keep on selling. Then the failed breakdown clearly of these lows right here is a perfect setup. I would love to see us hit that, maybe go as low as 46, 45-ish, or at least over here, reclaim above, and then start coming back up. So once again, failed breakdown of today's low, or from last Thursday's low, or the two setups I'd really like. Above is the reclaim. We need to come back test this one more time. We sold from there today. If we can back test it, it would be very important. If we decide to keep on selling, not a problem. I think we'll get some good supports down here. Be back with more soon, guys.